One of the things that we have not talked about in regards to symbols is 9-slice scaling. 9-slice scaling is a better way to scale objects inside of Illustrator. It makes it easier for you to scale things that have more complex edges and corners. Here I have a rounded rectangle. If I drag out a copy of this rectangle and I scale it down, it actually looks pretty good. Right now, if we go into the Scale dialog box, I don't have the Scale Corner and Scale Strokes and Effects options checked. But if I check these, which is often a way that I work, and click OK, and we make another copy of this object and scale it down, you're going to see that the object is going to become modified. The stroke is going to become thinner, and obviously the corner rounding is going to become thinner as well. Sometimes this may be something that you'll want to have happen, but oftentimes it's not. Let's look at how symbols can help resolve these sorts of issues. I'm going to go into my symbol library, and I'm going to take my original image and convert it into a symbol. So I'll simply drag it into the symbol library. I'm just going to go ahead and name this button. We'll go ahead and make sure it's a dynamic symbol, but we'll also make sure that we enable guides for 9-slice scaling. When we do this, we can go ahead into the symbol library and double-click on the symbol, or you can simply select the item and double-click on it. When you double-click on it from your artboard, it's going to throw you into the Edit Symbol mode. So I'm going to click OK, and I'm in the Edit Symbol mode. You can see I have these dotted lines here. The dotted lines are lines that I can manipulate and move and tell Illustrator what parts of the image are okay to scale. So in this case, I don't want to scale the outer edges of the image, but the interior rectangular part of the image is fine. So I'll go ahead and say that that's okay. I'm going to click the arrow button to return back to the regular artboard. And now, with this symbol selected, we'll drag out a copy by holding down the Option key. And if I resize it down, you can see that it's going to retain its scaling. Even though in the Scale box, I still have Scale Corners and Scale Stroke Effects checked. This can be very helpful. Now this artwork wasn't too complex. Let's look at something that's a little bit more complex. Here I have a button that has text and it has additional artwork. If we make a copy of this and select the entire thing and scale it down, you can see that all of the artwork starts to distort and it looks pretty bad. Let's see what this looks like if we turn this into a symbol. I'm going to select the artwork, I'll select the new symbol button, and we'll just call this Venture button. I'm going to make sure that I have Enable Guides for 9-slice scaling selected, and I'll click OK. Now I'm going to need to double click so that I can go into the symbol editing mode and specify where I want the artwork to be protected and where it's okay to scale. Now because I'm using text, the text is going to be scaled, but I am going to prevent my turtle and my octopus from being scaled. I'll go back out of symbol editing mode, and if we select this symbol and if we scale it down, let's make a copy of it first, and if we scale it down, you'll see that the protected artwork is not affected by the scaling. This is a great feature because it's going to give you a lot of flexibility when you have to make changes to more complex pieces of artwork. I really like 9-slice scaling because it does give me the flexibility of scaling objects like this and controlling the regions of the image which are going to be affected by the scale and which regions of the image I don't want to be affected. If you're working with more complex artwork or even rounded rectangles, give 9-slice scaling a try. I think you'll like the results.